Okay, let's get right into it. If you've got a to-do list that's practically screaming at you, but you just can't start, then you are in exactly the right place. We are about to break down some seriously effective, science-backed ways to finally beat procrastination.
Come on, be honest. Is this you right now? Hey, no judgment here. Those little goats are amazing. But that big project, that looming exam, all those goals, well, they're not going to get done by themselves, right? We've all been there, totally stuck in that loop of knowing exactly what we should be doing, but somehow doing literally anything else instead.
I think this quicksand metaphor is just perfect. See, procrastination isn't just about being lazy, it's a trap. And the more you try to fight it with just pure willpower, the worse it gets. But what if you could stop struggling? What if instead you could use a few clever tricks to just step right out of it?
So that's the whole game plan here. We're not going to fight our brains, we're going to outsmart them. Think of these as little psychological hacks, all designed to bypass that initial wall of resistance and just get you moving.
First up is one of my favorites, the 2-minute rule. Your brain absolutely hates big, scary tasks like write my entire essay, so we shrink it. The goal is no longer write the essay. The new goal is open the document and write one sentence. That's it. It sounds almost laughably easy, and that is precisely the point. You lower the barrier to entry so much that it almost feels harder not to do it.
And here's the secret sauce. The reason why that little 2-minute rule is so powerful. It's a psychological principle called the Zeigarnik effect. You see, once you start something, even for just 2 minutes, your brain opens up a loop. And your brain absolutely hates having open loops. So it'll keep bugging you, gently nudging you to keep going, turning 2 minutes of work into 30 before you even know what happened.
Okay, next up, let's talk about dopamine decor. Your brain is basically a dopamine fiend. It's wired to chase that feel-good chemical. Social media gives you those hits instantly. Studying? Not so much. So we're gonna hack it. You pair your work with something you actually enjoy. Maybe it's a fancy coffee, a specific lo-fi playlist, or even a scented candle that you only light when it's time to hit the books.
What you're doing is some classic conditioning, like Pavlov and his dogs. Over time, your brain starts to build a brand new association. The sight of your textbook or the smell of that candle will literally start to trigger a sense of focus and reward, which makes getting started so much easier.
Have you ever noticed how you suddenly become a productivity ninja, like an hour before a big deadline? We can actually create that same focus, but without the full-blown meltdown. This is the magic of the Pomodoro technique. You just set a timer for 25 minutes and tell yourself, okay, for the next 25 minutes, this one thing is all I'm doing. It's a race against the clock.
That short, kind of artificial deadline creates this little bubble of urgency. And that urgency activates your prefrontal cortex, which is basically the CEO of your brain. It's the part in charge of focus and making good decisions. You're pretty much just telling your brain's CEO that it is go time, right now.
So, we've played some mind games. Now, let's work on the environment. This next part is all about creating a space where focus is the default setting, and we're going to use our senses to lock ourselves in.
You know, when you engage multiple senses, it really helps to embed information in your brain. Studies actually show that scents like rosemary can boost memory. White noise or some chill beats can drown out all those annoying distractions. Using color makes your notes way more memorable. And, of course, having a little reward snack ready to go, that engages your sense of taste and keeps you motivated. It's like a full-on sensory attack against distraction.
Okay, let's talk about something called active procrastination. Instead of fighting that urge to avoid the huge, scary task, you channel that energy into something smaller but still productive. So you can't bring yourself to start writing that essay? Fine. Organize your research notes, clean your desk, review a few flashcards. You're still moving forward. You're just taking an easier path for a little while.
Okay, so all these hacks and tricks are fantastic for getting started. But for real, long-term consistency, you're going to need something a little more robust. You need systems. This is how we make productivity feel automatic, so we don't have to rely on sheer willpower, which, let's face it, runs out.
A key part of any good system is removing friction. And you know what causes a ton of friction? Making decisions. It drains your mental energy. So let's remove those decisions ahead of time. Before you go to bed, decide exactly what you're going to work on tomorrow. Don't just write, study math. No, write, solve 10 algebra problems from chapter 5. When you wake up, there's no thinking involved. You just do it.
Another incredibly powerful system is accountability. We are social animals, and we absolutely hate letting other people down. Just telling a friend your plan for the day can dramatically increase the odds that you'll actually do it. Joining a study group or even using one of those Study With Me apps gives you that little bit of external pressure to stay on track.
Now, underneath all of these systems, there's a really critical shift in your mindset that has to happen. So often what we call procrastination is actually just a fear of not doing something perfectly. The weight of that expectation can be absolutely paralyzing. The key is to just let it go.
Remember this phrase, burn it into your brain. A finished, imperfect project is always infinitely better than a perfect project that never even gets started. You have to give yourself permission to be a beginner, to make a few mistakes, and to create something that is just good enough. You can always make it better later.
And finally, build yourself a reward system. When you finish a task, I don't care how small it is, even one of those little specific tasks from your to-do list, celebrate it. Take a 5-minute break, grab that snack, do a silly little dance. This reinforces the positive behavior in your brain, and it creates this awesome feedback loop that builds your motivation for whatever you've got to do next.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground here, from quick little brain tricks to building long-term, unbeatable systems. Now it's time to actually put it into action.
If you only take away one single thing from all this, let it be this. Waiting around until you feel motivated is a losing strategy. Motivation is just an emotion. It's fickle. It comes and goes. But a good system? A good system works whether you feel like it or not. Build a system, trust the process, and I promise you, the motivation will follow the action.
So, here it is. Here's my challenge to you. Don't just file this information away for later. I mean, that would be procrastinating on beating procrastination, right? Pick one. Just one of these hacks. The 2-minute rule, planning one specific task for tomorrow, setting a 25-minute timer. Which one are you going to try right now?